evening, guys. It's a full agenda tonight. You're joined by me, Mr. B. I'm on the Doom in the house. We got Dora, we've got Stefan, and somebody who I haven't seen in a long time. Brush is in the house.
Big up.
We've got a lot to talk about, guys. Obviously England did their thing yesterday. I think I've reassessed who I thought man of the match was. I did give it to Kobe for the first half and Saka for the whole, but on reflection, I think Kobe deserves full man of the match. He's been getting props from rival fans, which is nice to see. Maybe it's just they've got the England hat on, but it is good to see anyway. How are we on Monday?
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. We've got roles today, Mr. B. Mr. B, you're the host with the most, and I will be reading the comments with my bad eyes, my blurry eyes. I'll be trying to read out the comments. So I'm asking you guys out there, everyone in the comments, if you want your comment read out, make sure it's good so I can star it and highlight it and read it out for you. So get typing, guys. Really good show tonight. We've got some great guests on as well. Not guests, but part of the family. They're all part of the family. So it's a family reunion today. Our long-lost brother Brush is back because we ain't dealing with no speculation tonight, and he wants to deal with real talk, which about signings. That's when he wants to open up his mouth. And then obviously we got Dora from Croatia, the beautiful Dora, who's, as we know, is a regular around here, and also a regular, our cousin from Northern Ireland. That's our man, Stefan. I've introduced you. Say hello, guys.
Start with you, Dora. Go.
Go. Thank you, Mr. B, for letting me go, because I was confused for a sec. Yeah, I'm great. Third heat wave this summer for us. You know, I always need to complain about heat. So yeah, another heat wave, but I'm holding on, and I'm really excited about the Manchester United news that has been coming out in the last few days. So yeah, I'm excited to be on this full panel tonight, I would say.
Come and talk to us, Stefan.
Yeah, Joe, I'm good. Pretty wet over here in Northern Ireland. Not much of a surprise, but yeah, I mean, I'm feeling pretty good after today's news. We got plenty to talk about, and everything kind of just come out in like the 1 hour of the day. It was transfer, coaches, departures, contracts. So yeah, plenty to get talking about. Looking forward to it.
And Brush, the facts man, what's happening? Long time though.
Hey, absolute pleasure to be here. And what a day to make my return as well. We've got a lot to get into, like the guys mentioned. Not just signings, man. You know, I used to come on here and complain about a lack of structure and stuff. But we're structuring. We're structuring.
Yeah,
I'm doing the comments today, Brush, and this one just popped up out of the blue, just randomly. Andrew was saying, why has Brush got a Kim Jong head? You're gonna have to answer that one.
You know what it is, Andrew. I tried my luck at using some of this AI stuff to create a little avatar, and I did it on TikTok, my old self, and I learned one or two things about the TikTok algorithm. It likes to make people white like Michael Jackson, and it doesn't like bald people. I gave them a few pictures to work with, all of them with my shaved bald head, and half of them come back with some kind of hat on. So there you go. That's why I look like Kim.
Well, does Kim have, Old Trafford on his head? I don't think so.
We never know. Could be the new owner someday.
Right, guys, we had a here we go today. Zirkzee's in the house. First signing of the Ineos era. They've been carrying on quite smart this transfer window. I have been pleasantly surprised. Not 100% excited, but I've been surprised at how certain things have been leaked when they want it to be leaked. Certain things nobody knows about until the club or the agent has mentioned something. But Dora, we made our first signing. Are you happy? Are you feeling the United vibe, or do you think it's just a player who maybe is not worth the money? We'll discuss what he cost as well after that. But talk to me.
Yeah, I was surprised with how fast we signed him after the Euros. I mean, the moment they got beaten by England, the news came out. And I'm really happy with the way the board is moving, really fast, really productive, in my opinion, with the backroom stuff with Ruud and Hake coming in, letting go some of the coaches, bringing new ones. So yeah, it looks really good for now. About Zirkzee, I haven't seen that much of him. I watched a lot of clips. I try to educate myself. He potentially can be an exciting signing for us. I really like what I saw. He's 24, if I'm not mistaken. If he consistently helps his team, with his assists, runs, and the goals, of course, and as the years go on, he develops. I'm already quite pleased with his transfer, but I will be really happy. And yeah, exciting times for United. And I'm just waiting for more news. Like the leaked seems like a done deal, at least on personal terms. We are just waiting for the clubs to talk it out and everything. And yeah, I'm really excited.
Stefan.
Yeah, Joe, I'm feeling good about this signing. I really like it. I think there's two ways you can really add goals to a team, and we need goals in our team. So you can either add a goal scorer, or you're going to add someone who's maybe going to get more out of what we already have. And I feel like Zirkzee's not going to come in and score 30 goals next season, but he might score 15, and he might add another 10, 12 assists or something across the season. And that kind of gets you up to the total that you're looking for. Yeah.
So you want 25 goal involvement from Zirkzee
Maybe.
from his first season? Is that
we
what you're...
see it? We could see it. I think we got about 20 from Hoyland last year. I think we got, like 16, 17 goals, 2 or 3 assists. So I think that's possible. And
yeah, was injured.
It just depends on his overall role, I guess. I think from what we've seen coming out tonight, it doesn't look like he's seen as just a rotation player. They're kind of thinking that he might be used across the forward line. He could maybe play in a front two or something, which would be nice. And I think when you look back at some of the best seasons we've got out of Rashford, for instance, most of them have been when Martial's played consistently. And it's because Martial he was good at bringing Rashford into play, was good connection. They knew each other's game. So I'm hoping for something similar from Zirkzee next season. But an exciting signing. I think it's the first of many, and it might just be the first one of this week as well. I think we might get the list done by the weekend, maybe. Feeling confident.
Sorry, cutting you off there, Stefan.
No.
Yeah, I like this signing, man. The price is right. The age is right. I don't think he's going to be like just prolific. This was his first season at Bologna where he's really shone. And I think he got like 12 goals and 7 assists or something. So, I don't think he's just going to come in and start firing them in. But like Stefan mentioned, you need options and more than one striker on the books. So to that degree, I think it's good. One of the things we really struggled with last season was creating chances for the striker. So I'd like to see how they address that going forward. But I'm delighted that we've got a striker in. Rotation is important. And if you want to play 2 men up front, that's also an option as well. And it's bang on budget as well. So, there's scope for improvement there. There's sell-on value. I see minimal risk with this move. And it leaves enough in the bank for us to go out and do other things. So, yeah, I'm very pleased.
Well, you're talking about price there. Obviously, his buyout was 34.5 or 34 million euros. We're actually paying 37.5.
So I've done the math for the people. So in British pounds, the deal comes up to about 35.8 million, which we're going to pay over 3 years.
And that works out perfect. I mean,
it's only like 1 million or 2 more than the release was. The thing with the release is, had we hit the release, you would have had to pay the lump sum right now, which is why they've structured it differently, because they want to spread it out over 3 years.
It means that we've got more money to spend on somebody else then, right? Ooh. They're doing it right. I think they're doing it right. Do you want to go through some of these comments on Monday? Or
I most certainly do. These comments are flying in right now. Got Stephanie Griffiths. Oh, by the way, guys, we're talking about Zirkzee, and that's the comments I'm going to deal with. I welcome everyone who's jumped on board. I would have read out your comments, but time is pressing. Stephanie Griff's saying here, Zirkzee, I'm going to have to learn to pronounce his name as well because I'm not smooth on that just yet. Zirkzee will be the catalyst of our attack next season. Great signing, thumbs up, and a fire sign as well. Talking about the payments, like I said, saying payments will be done in installments, which is correct way to get more players in. Obviously, it gives you a bit more scope for more money. He's also saying Zirkzee and De Ligt payments will be done after Fly United, after we fly out, I imagine he's saying there. Coming down now, welcome everyone. It says Simon Warner, we deserve better. Tyrone Williams, all the guys in the house. Simon saying here, at least one sign-in, more to come, he hopes, because this is the issue Mr. B was complaining about last year, about the slackness. Big up to Kerwin, he says, Jay-Z, what an amazing signing. Huge lad. Oh, can we call him Jay-Z? That's cool name.
Yeah, why not?
It helps me as well, doesn't it? Because obviously I'm struggling to pronounce his name at the moment. Simon Warner saying here, return of King Ruud as well. Legend is back. Maybe he can help out with our Jay-Z guy. Fingers crossed at Jay-Z. For Jay-Z, says Andrew Williams. Not seen him to form a negative opinion. I will keep my open mind. And obviously, we value Andrew's opinion because he doesn't care. He keeps it raw. Holland and Jay-Z, great striking partnership under Ruud's guidance, says Simon Warner as well. Obviously, Ruud's come in. Kerwin again. Big up Kerwin. He's saying Jay-Z is likely to be first choice. And I expect him, hear this, Stefan, he expects him to score 20, 30 goals.
So he expects him to be first choice. I mean, I'll be honest. I don't care if he keeps Højlund out of the team. I don't have a. You know, sometimes you want a certain player to play because you want them. I don't care. I don't care. I want him to come in and do his job. If him playing deeper opens up the game for the other players, then so be it. I don't know how. I mean, I know we're talking about maybe starting with a 2. I'm not sure where he'll play in a 2, but it would be interesting to see maybe the dynamics of the team. I think the fact that I think he's going to be on the US tour. They were saying he's had like a week and a half, 2 weeks holiday already because he got called up late and he was already on holiday in Florida with the wife and family. So he may well be. I think he's probably going to be coming back out. He's coming in to do the medical, book the medical, and maybe we'll get a couple of the shirt pictures going. Then he's going to go, but I think he'll join us on the US. I think we'll see him in the US. What you thinking about him coming in early? This is another thing. We're getting players in. We got everybody in late. Did we get anybody in for pre-season last year?
Who did we sign last season?
Højlund,
maybe Mount. Mount.
Onana.
Evans.
Yeah.
Evans. I think Mason Mount was the first signing.
Yeah,
he was the first. But wasn't he injured? Did he even play?
I think he played. I don't think. What? I don't know. I think he was starting some preseason games. I think he was injured throughout the last season for Chelsea. But when we signed him, he was kind of fit. I would say he started preseason games for us for sure.
We're moving.
Okay, a couple more comments on Jay-Z, just to stir you guys up. Think about it, what they're saying here, and just respond accordingly. So Kyron's saying, I can have some of that, a pot of that Kerwin, because Kerwin's so excited, talking about 30 goals next season. Could use some sleep after the excitement of yesterday. What a great day it was yesterday. Wizard Bet saying, Jay-Z looks to have the character and movement as well as intelligence to succeed in the Prem and at Manchester United as well. Trevor, how you doing, Trevor? Fever! He's got the fever. He's saying good news about United. Most certainly it is, isn't it? Tyron's saying here, I thought Jay-Z was hyped, but I'll give the lad a chance. Hope he does really well. I want to say big up to One Don, MUFC 45. Yes, United are moving like a big club. Northwest fire. And it's not Northwest London. It's Northwest England, obviously. Stuart Marshall, how you doing? I think Jay-Z will be first choice up top. Have to see about that. And 20 likes so far. Sub-vids is in the house. Great competition up front. It can only improve us. So it's all positive in the comments so far. Guys, feed off those comments there. Anything you want to add?
Go on, Brush. Go on.
No, it wasn't Brush. Thanks a lot for.
I'm sorry. Like
cut that part of my head off, innit?
Sorry, I thought you had Old Trafford on your head. So sorry. No, my camera is blurry, and I'm really disoriented right now. But yeah, go on, Mr. B. Sorry for cutting.
No, I was just going to say, I just feel that 30 is too much. I feel that 30 goals is too much. If he hits 30...
I will have whatever Kevin is having, please. Our best chance of 20 to 30 goals. Maybe if Ruud puts the shirt back on.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question to the panel? Did anyone see the 5-minute cameo he came on yesterday in the game? He came deep, picked up the ball, little touch, popped it off. I thought that was very impressive. Obviously, we want to see more. but I saw enough, just because I've watched the footage, I've watched all the YouTube videos and everything else. Him coming deep, he can drive, he can turn out, he can read where people are coming at him, and he can turn the opposite way and pull away from people. He pops it off. He's got a good weight of pass, and he showed that yesterday with that little bit of movement. He came on yesterday, coming deep, picking up the ball, and helping Holland form an attack. And this is something really crucial for us. So I think he's got that X factor. Don't you think, Stefan, with the way he plays his football?
Yeah. I think it's important that we do get players around him that he needs. So if he is going to drop, we need people getting into the box. I feel like that's a problem maybe England have had with Kane, is when Kane drops, there's not really an option in the box. So it'll be up to Bruno. It might be up to Manu to try get in there, because at Bologna he had a very good partnership with, I think it's Lewis Ferguson, a guy they got from Scotland. He's a midfielder, and he was getting up and down. So when Zirkzee dropped, he made the run forward and took up those areas in the box. So I think that'll be important, that we do accommodate for him dropping deep as well. But I like the look of him, and I think he looks confident. I think he looks like he's got a good touch, and I think it'll be good because he might disrupt backlines a little bit. Somebody's got to go with him if he drops. That might leave space for Rashford to come inside, or Garnacho, or for Bruno to make the forward run. So it's a completely different option. It's a really different player to what we already have. And yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing at all, having different options for different games and stuff.
I mean, to add my 2 pennies, I think that what we saw from him, or at least what I saw...
Sorry, Dora, say 2 cents. Because we talk about Jay-Z. Say 2 cents or 50 cents. To add my 50 cents, because we're on a wrap-up feed tonight.
Okay, Omonti, 50 cents. So I think that with from what I saw of him, not just 5 minutes against England yesterday, but from what I saw of him, from the clips, and I kind of caught on with Bologna playing in Serie A throughout the season. I caught like 1-2 games. Nothing exceptional, but I think what Ten Hag wants from his striker, I think he fits a bit better than Højlund at this moment in time, because he's obviously more confident and more capable of playing, as a deep line forward. For example, Bedtime made a really good point a few streams ago when he said that Wout Weghorst was, he wasn't scoring goals, but when he played, someone like Rashford and, the other wingers had so much space in front of them, and hence why, they scored so many goals, 2 seasons ago right now. So I think that his style of play is going to fit our, Ten Hag system. We still don't know what kind of football we're going to play, to be quite honest with you, but it feels like he is going to play that way. And I think Højlund still he's still raw, and I think he's young enough to, have another season where he develops, and then after that, we are going to see better of him. I don't think Højlund is very good with, dropping that deep. I think he needs, I think he invites spaces, and, coming into spaces is his forte. And, I think Zirkzee is quite better with what Ten Hag wants from his striker.
You know what, Dora, on the rap theme as well, because we're keeping it rap names and that type of thing. The way his playing style is similar to the England forward, isn't it? But he's getting a bit old now at this England forward, so he's becoming a big daddy, Kane. Ain't it right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
On the
yeah,
wrap,
yeah.
come on, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
Get with the program.
Yeah, no, just to add on to what the guys have said already, man. We know what he's going to offer. With Hoyland, I think last season we threw him in at the deep end, right? For somebody so young to come in and to have no adequate backup as well, and just to be the main striker, it was very difficult. And like the guys have said, I think I've got no problem in him being rotated. And if Zirkzee can, take the lead and take a bit of the pressure off of Hoyland, that's a great thing. Unlike Omondi, I wasn't impressed with the little cameo that he had, but I'm also not going to judge him on the little cameo. The odd game I did see for Bologna, he did look good. But again, we need to know how he's going to play under our system, because last year they had Thiago Motta in charge, who's a madman, and they were doing this weird 2-7-2 formation with defenders overlapping and midfielders moving out wide and 10s dropping into 8. So I don't know, man. We're just gonna have to wait and see what happens.
Do you think look, this is a really obvious question. Obviously, Rasmus didn't have anybody to help him last season. Do you feel that Zirkzee is going to be somebody who's going to be able to help him adapt his game, or is this all going to be down to Ruud?
Well, look, the whole team's got to help him out, I believe, and that includes certain positions. He's got to come deep and make sure he doesn't occupy the position of like the run DMC, that sort of position there.
You're not going to stop with this, are you?
I'm going to mute my mic. I'm going to mute my mic. Sorry, I'm muting. I'm just going to forgive me.
Yeah, like I say, the one problem that I find is that, the lack of chances that we created for our striker last season. When I look at Hoyland's conversion rate, it's actually very, very good, considering how little of the ball he was seeing. So the aim for this season, really, I want to know what questions are going to be asked of the wide men, what kind of role they're going to play in providing those chances. So that would be my one area of concern, but it's still early days. There's still loads more business to be done. And it looks as if we're building from the core first. De Ligt looks like that's going to happen. There's been strong links to Ugarte as well, and Uruguay went out of the Copa. So in about a week or so, we'll probably find out more about that. What do you guys think?
So, the Ugarte one is an interesting one. He was somebody who came out of the blue in regards to the bid that we made. We've got somebody on the channel who is really not happy if we do sign him. But I'm quite optimistic in thinking that they're going to get whatever their decision they do, it's going to be the right one. So if he's somebody who's coming in who maybe doesn't move the ball forward, or that's not part of his game, maybe that's somebody who we're looking for. We're not looking for that part of the game. Maybe it's something else that we're looking for from that specific player. I mean, I believe that he's going to have to come in before Casemiro goes. That'll give Casemiro, the little kick up the backside. That means that, you are going to be going to Saudi. But what sort of price do you think we should be looking to pay for the guy? I'll go with you. Yeah, that's the one.
Around 35 to 40 would be great. I think they paid about 50 last summer.
50, yeah.
Yeah, they want back what they paid, didn't they? But we've actually got structure now, so we're not just going to give them what they want. So it's good. It's good that there's actual negotiations going on, and we're not just giving in the way Ed Woodward used to do. So happy days. And like you say, Mr. B, I'm not too fussed about having a ball progressor, and that I think if we get someone like an Ugarte in, it might help out Kobe's game a bit more, because he actually has got the tech to move forward and progress the ball and all of it. So if we get someone in who can do the dirty work, happy days. And I love a bit of that as well. It's probably just my age and that showing. I like someone in midfield who doesn't really play football and just messes people up.
What are you thinking there, Stefan?
I kind of have mixed feelings, because I've been talking to Bath Time about this transfer all week. And
Listen, this is the problem. This is the problem right here.
Stefan,
right?
all I'm going to say to you, this is also a man who highly rates Harry Winks. Do with that information what you will.
And Scott McTominay.
I know. You know, I think like we could probably do with some more aggression in the middle of the pitch, some genuine bite, and I feel like that's a really good aspect of Ugarte's game. And like I've been saying, that when it comes to interceptions, he's pretty strong at that side of the game, nicking the ball in those situations, which is something we struggled with a lot last year. The amount of times we were facing counterattacks, if we can cut some of them out, that might help us. I think there's I'm not too concerned about his ball progression or his ability to ping a 50-yard pass. I'm more concerned about, can he win his headers? Can he win the tackles in the right areas? And I guess that's what it's going to come down to. But I don't know. Maybe not my first choice, but I'm not unhappy with the potential signing, if that makes sense.
We've got just that question from Simon there. I don't think they're going to accept the Braithwaite man. They're not unless Braithwaite pushes for that. I don't think that. I think that Braithwaite deal is dead in the water now. I don't think they're going to make a third bid. The third bid is still not going to be nowhere near the 70 that they want. But I think unless he kicks up a stink, I don't think he's coming.
Yeah, that's a good point on Braithwaite.
And I will also judge him if he kicks up a stink. Because I don't know if you guys remember, when we signed Anthony, it was one of those things that grinded my gears, his attitude in the way he forced his move.
You know what? And I was so happy for that. I was so like, yes, he's forced his move. He wants to come. You know what I mean? And then he came and he just wished that they had said, no, we can't have him. You know what I mean? I mean, even Anthony, there's been no talk of anybody being linked with Anthony.
Who is going to buy him, Mr. B? He can play maybe in French league, in Croatian league, because he's faster than most of the players. Like, where is he going to play? In physical leagues, there is no place for him, unfortunately. Maybe, look, I'm not a scout, I'm not a professional, but from what I saw of him, he cannot play in the Premier League. Unfortunately, he gets, he gets manhandled every single game. I mean, he will always have that goal against Arsenal, in the debut, and Barcelona game when he scored for us to go through, and Liverpool game. Oh, three good moments in 2 seasons for Manchester United. But yeah, when it comes to Ugarte, like, I'm not going to listen to a man who probably rates Scott McTominay more than Luka Modric, but I'm just joking. I need to, throw shots at that time when he's not here a bit. But yeah, look, I'm not a huge fan of Ugarte because last season PSG bought him for 60 mil from Sporting Lisbon, and he played and immediately he gets sold after a year. And I think that should be a concern for Manchester United. Now, Ten Hag and his coaches, they know better than us. They probably see the potential of him, the potential in him. They probably see, as you guys mentioned, his interceptions and aggressive style of play. Maybe they value that more than his passing and maybe physicality. But yeah, I'm cautious about that transfer, to be quite honest with you. I need to see him consistently for 10 games and see, okay, this guy is a real deal, because at PSG he was, I don't think he played really well. I mean, even PSG fans are like, he was injured a bit, but after that he would get subbed off at 50th minute, and he would, he wouldn't even be in starting line. And I think that's a bit of a concern. Maybe the whole, environment at PSG, and maybe the system Luis Enrique likes to play didn't fit, his football. But we will see. We will see in the end.
Okay, do you want the comments, guys? Because they're talking about Ugarte. Just quickly, did anyone see the Copa America yesterday? The big fight with the Uruguayan players. They felt that their family were under threat. So obviously, some of them were running into the crowd and fighting. I think Ugarte was one of the guys who had a family member, getting rushed or something by the Colombian fans. So yeah, really disturbing scenes over there.
Was he side by side with Nunes?
I don't know, but if he was, he probably would be landing punches. Nunes wasn't landing any punches, and he got hit in the face with.
I know. Did he see? I know. What? Look, he's not a fighter. He's a footballer. All right, you know, he might not hit the target as much as they want him to, but he hits the target, you know. So he didn't want to throw the punch to embarrass himself,
guys,
and he didn't.
The commentators took the piss yesterday. They were
What
saying,
happened?
He's not landing shots on or off the field. Poor guy. My heart goes out to him.
He took the opportunity.
He did.
That's a good one.
My heart absolutely goes on to him. Obviously, today on socials, you see the picture of him hugging his little son. And, you know, that's disgusting, man. We don't want to see that in football. And yeah, questions have to be asked about the security around the tournament, because that's just unsafe. Can't have that.
Well, the problem is, if he comes to Old Trafford, then they're going to have to protect them from the rain. Run up and give them an umbrella or something like that. Who knows? Anyway, let's get on to the comments. DK Wilson saying here, everything I hear about Ugarte is like Casemiro, but not as old. As long as he's feared by opposition and he can get the ball to Kobe, I think we're good. That's a good one. King Dino saying Ugarte would be a useful player, but we shouldn't pay more than 40 million. He can get stuck in and let Bruno and Mainu progress the ball. Stephanie Griffiths saying here, Stefan, word of advice, don't listen to McTominay. Don't listen to Bath Time or about McTominay. There you go. So when Bath Time's not here, his ears will be burning. King Dino saying here, Martinez also forced the move. Obviously, suggests that Anthony did. 24 likes right now from thanks, Vincent. Also, Emma saying, King Dino saying here to Emma, it takes a specific player in a specific system. We're not set up for it. So talking about the profile of Ugarte, will he fit in? Man United midfield isn't good enough, said Tyrone. We need to build a midfield to go. This is what we're trying to do. I watched Ugarte at Sporting Lisbon, says Andrew, and he didn't blow me away. More impressed with Poro and
Inacio.
Okay.
They've moved on with Spurs now, haven't they? Stephanie saying here, CDM is a position. We need a specialist and a backup to back up the Shetland Poli that we might sign permanently. Obviously.
Oh, please, God, no.
Oh, do you know what? I mean, that's a mad one. Obviously, Collier's coming through. He signed a new contract today, didn't he? He signed his professional contract. He signed something today anyway. And that's the guy who they're saying is maybe the next in line for our midfield. Now, if we buy Ugarte, we get rid of Casemiro, do we need another midfielder, or do you think they're going to have, I'm not sure they're going to have the faith in Collier. I mean, they can't have another Kobe on their hands, surely. So I'm wondering if maybe the Shetland Pony may well be coming into the squad. What do you think? Oh, I saw Dora's face.
He had 2 good games last season, and coincidentally, it was against City in the FA Cup final, and against who did we play before that? That we was it Arsenal when we didn't lost 100-0 at Old Trafford, when they thought they were going to batter us, but it was nil. It was a draw. Or 1-0. It was I can't even remember. Like, I exiled that season from my head. It's just like he didn't, unfortunately for Sofian Amrabat, like we discussed it many times at this channel. He has good moments, but whenever he is under pressure, when he gets on the ball, he's absolutely shocking. So honestly, if you don't have anyone in the team to play, as a backup to Manuel Ugarte, if we are going to sign him, then great. Get the youngsters, or maybe get someone that is going to cover in that position. Like, I don't want players to stay at this club after showing absolutely not even a bare minimum. And unfortunately, that was still, in my opinion, a bad loan in Sofian Amrabat. We paid 20 mil for that loan, if you remember, and he threw stinkers after stinkers. Besides maybe 3 games when he played at left back against Crystal Palace, and that one game before the FA Cup final and FA Cup final, like he was okay. Like, it's just, I honestly, like, I would look for, alternatives. I don't want Amrabat to stay at the club.
Wow.
Wow.
Conclusive there from Dora. So just quickly, Mr. B asked a question about the numbers in midfield and do we need to strengthen? And looking at this comment from Stephanie, she's brought out a name that I've forgotten about, Dan Gore, who had a good preseason last year and then went on loan. So what's the situation with you, Stefan? How do you feel about our midfield situation? You've got Dan Gore, you've got other guys coming through the youth ranks. Do you feel that we need to sort of strengthen on top of Agate as well?
Yeah, I would say so. I think Dan Gore went on loan to Port Vale, I think, and I don't think it worked out really. There's a couple of strange loans in that January window. I know that Hugel went to Stevenage or Cambridge or something. Didn't really get a lot of game time there either. But I think we need more in midfield, especially if Casemiro goes, because then you're one Ugarte injury from playing McTominay or Ericsson or someone in the six, which we don't really want to see again. But yeah, like there's a couple of good options at the club. I think Collier's talked about quite highly. There's another kid coming through, Fitzgerald. I'm not sure if anyone's heard his name come up. I think he's a 6 as well. But I mean, there are options out there. A couple of people were saying Fofana from Monaco. There's talk of him being available for 20 million euros, which isn't a bad price. French international, so that could be a decent budget option if we want to do it. Probably be better than Amrabat, but I do think we need 2 in midfield, especially if Casemiro goes, which I think he will, because they're not gonna have him on the bench at 350,000 a week or whatever his wages are. So I think 2 midfielders, 2 centre backs, and a striker might be the targets for this summer. So a real strengthening of the spine, but we'll see.
Brush.
Yeah, I agree with that, especially the way we've moved for defensive reinforcements this week. There was also the bid accepted for young Lenny Euro. So yeah, the way we're moving, I suspect we'll do something similar in midfield. We're probably waiting to find out what happens with the Casemiro situation. And yeah, I would not be surprised at all if there's another one that comes in. Fofana, that Stefan mentioned, is a good player. Unfortunately, I think Fabrizio Romano mentioned that AC Milan are in talks with him.
That's all right, man. AC Milan are a small club. We skanked them once, man. We'll jack them again. That's no problem, man.
So it looks as if he's set for them. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Watch this space. But yeah, like you say, Mr. B, if if we're in the conversation, hey, you never know.
Interesting that. They mentioned Fofana, who didn't get much game time for France, and I've asked the question for a long time now because it's been on our radar. But what is he really going to offer us? I haven't heard anyone give this definitive profile assessment of Fofana, apart from saying, yeah, he could probably win Mr. Universe or something like that. But we definitely, I'm going to repeat this on the rap theme again. We definitely need someone to run DMC. And who's that going to be? That rhymes.
Listen, I've had a little look. Obviously, stats wise, that's something you can go on. I would take him. I think he's better than Ugarte stats wise, and the little bits and pieces that I've seen him play, and price wise, I think it's a no brainer. If he goes to AC Milan, then fine. We've lost out, but that'll be definitely somebody that I think would be an upgrade to everything that we've got in our midfield.
Just quickly, I want to welcome back John James. Everyone give him a wave. All the way from States, I believe. Yeah. He's saying here, strength and depth is absolutely crucial for us. Last season, being blinded by injuries, left us with an underwhelming bench until the final. That's what made the difference. So strength and depth, exactly what we're trying to establish with our midfield this season.
Obviously, we've done the Zirkzee. We've done a little bit of Delit. Let's talk about we lost 2 coaches today.
You said it like they died.
Well, they maybe feel that they've died because let's be honest, this is the train that you want to be on right now. I think we're heading in the right direction, and to be booted off at the first stop, maybe they have got other things in mind, and maybe they will move forward. But so the Vander guy, Van der Gag. he left, and obviously Benny McCarthy, he was linked to a job a couple of months ago, a manager's job somewhere. I can't remember where the hell it was, to be fair. So I think he already knew what was coming. They've been replaced by obviously Hacker or Hawk, however they call him, and obviously Ruud Boy has come back in. Are these great moves by the club?
All right, I'm doing the comments. I'm quickly going to say, yes, they are great moves. Just trust. I've got complete trust in what we're doing right now. So whatever they decide, I think, you build trust by achievement, don't you? You get confidence by achievement. And what they've achieved so far has given me the confidence to have full faith in them. They could turn around tomorrow and say, what's his name? Phil Jones is coming back to play. And I would trust that they've done a proper assessment, and I would back them on that one. So really, I'm behind them right now. Everything they're doing, we're moving like a proper club again. And this is really exciting times. Next season, I'm not saying we're going to go in there and smash it, but with the moves that we're making and the harmony and the feel that we're having around with the fan base, imagine what it feels like in the change room when we've got European Championship winners like Kobe Mainoo and Luke Shaw turning up, with that sort of confidence. So yeah, I'm back. I'm behind them, Mr. B. What are you guys thinking?
Yeah, I think, listen, when things aren't going well, you make changes, don't you? And we're adapting and we're doing it and we're trying something different. So we have to just see how it plays out. The fact that Ruud van Nistelrooy was actually a manager as well, and he's taken on this role, shows what kind of enticing it took to get him here. So I'm excited.
Stefan nodding his head.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, Van Nistelrooy won the Dutch Cup as PSV manager. Hake was the go-ahead Eagles manager. So it's a change-up in personnel. They might have more experience and different ideas that they can offer. And a few guys on my own channel had said it a few times, like Ferguson changed his assistants quite regularly. With Kidd, we had McLaren, Kires, Mullenstein, Mike Phelan. So it's good to freshen things up. It's good to have different ideas, different approaches. And these guys both have managed clubs. They both have top flight experience in the Netherlands, of course, but I'm sure it'll transfer. It's definitely an interesting move. It's interesting because I was just reading there as well earlier that Van der Gaag, according to Ten Hag, has decided that it's time for him to pursue his own ambitions. So looks like he's going to try going to management himself. So maybe that's going to be his step forward. I'm not too sure about
sorry. I just read it. Sorry.
I have to read this out. John James, we're talking about trust and get back in the team, and with the coaches going out. So John James said, "I haven't felt the word trust in association with our club in a very long time. I used to call Ratcliffe Rat Spliff. Now I'm calling him Sir Jim. Based on the way we're moving." Dora and Brush, come on.
Well, what did we about coaches? Sorry. I mean, I'm reading this comment and my mind is all over the place. But yeah, I mean, having Ruud van Nistelrooy, after PSV, is a legendary United striker. I think he will help a lot. Not just with way they're going to organize the system and the way we would play as a team, but hopefully he will give advices to our strikers, young strikers, because that guy was one of the best finishers in the opposing box. I mean, the way he moved in the last third was insane in front of the opposing goal, and I think he's going to bring a lot. I cannot remember the last time I was excited about assistant manager, and I'm excited about Ruud van Nistelrooy. I don't know anything about Hake. I never heard of that club. Where do they play, Stefan? Shanghai Sharks. Netherlands.
Yeah.
They're Dutch.
Mark Overmars came from them. It's about the only thing I know about Go Ahead Eagles.
Oh, great. I mean, it sounds like, Shanghai Sharks, it's like a Chinese basketball team, something like that. But, it's cool to have, as you guys mentioned, refresh the assistant coaches. And yeah, we still, from the old guard, we have Steve McLaren and Darren Fletcher, who, I mean, that guy is surviving nonstop. I would love to have Darren Fletcher's job. He's just there. And you know what? I respect it.
I think that's a move to get his two sons are supposed to be mustard.
Yeah, I think so.
So
too.
maybe it's just the way of, they went to the Man City academy. He shifted them all over. Maybe they just say, you know what? Maybe it's worth having him around the first team
Yeah,
because they
he's
know that
probably
when those two.
yeah, he's probably blackmailing a club. He's like, you need to keep me as an assistant coach, or my boys are going back to the other side of Manchester. But yeah, I mean, more power to him. I respect it.
Brush.
Who else? Somebody else didn't talk there. Yeah, I knew there was somebody missing.
Yeah, I think we covered everything as far as the coaches are concerned. Is there a specific question?
Yeah, basically, we're getting rid of 2 coaches.
Yeah.
And Mr. P is concerned that it's Benny McCarthy, who was supposed to be the genius who was sort of helping us score goals last season, and
season before.
Van der Gag, as they say, or whatever his name is. They're both at the club. I don't know much about them, but the guys you brought in as well. Have you got complete trust in the coaching setup?
You absolutely have to.
Too many coaches spoil the brew.
No, you have to trust in the process, and there's so many changes. We've been calling for structure for so long, and we finally got it. And it's a lot of changes in a very short amount of time from the top down. So it's going to take time. In terms of goals and what's actually going to happen, like I'll be happy with just a positive goal difference and some better performances next season. I'm not too fussed initially about where we are in the league. I just want to see that we are making progress. At the moment, I think we're set up as a cup team, so that Europa League would be nice. Anything else is a bonus for me, but I just want to see that we're moving in the right direction.
Sorry, Brush. What does progress equate to you then? Apart from what do you want to see?
A positive goal difference would be nice. See, I don't mind that you lose. There's a manner in which to lose. So as long as I can see that we're working towards something, I'll be forgiving of certain results, if that makes sense. I just don't want to get pammed. Like Dora had to wipe out her memory from 2 seasons ago, completely. And I don't want to do that again this season.
I'm Men in Black myself.
Yeah. She had to Men in Black herself. The amount of goals we were conceding, it was crazy. There was about 5 games we conceded like 20 plus goals that season. It was terrible. So we need to stop being wide open in that. So there'll be certain things I'll be looking out for. But yeah, I'm not so harsh in terms of, we must get top 4 and, this must be achieved. Like, these things take time.
So if we finish 8th again, but we're playing better football, are you going
to? If we're playing better football and if we can win the Europa League, then hey, okay.
Okay, I'll be honest. I want 4th. I will take a semi-final or even.
Oh, don't get me wrong, Mr. B. Like the goal is always to finish as high as possible, right? I'm just saying I won't be stressed if we fall short, because even this past season, when we look at it, there were 5 teams fighting it out for 4th place, and there was about 8 points separating those 5 teams. So we have to go on a solid run.
We can't do 8th. I can't. I'm sorry. We can't.
It can't be. Yeah, it can't be as bad as that. But surely the only way is up, right?
It can't be. He's been. I mean, look. He I'm expecting the squad to be better. I'm expecting him, his head, his mental space to be better. I'm expecting Rashford.
In terms of that, Mr. B, I will say I do think we're going to see a slightly different Ten Hag, because obviously he knows we were talking to Thomas Tuchel in the summer. He knows that we haven't just given him a new deal. We haven't done what we've done in the past with the likes of Jose and Oli, where we've just extended the contract and given him a new deal. All we've done so far is exercise the 1-year option. So it buys us enough time in the immediate future to maintain stability, but also it gives us leeway to move on next summer if he doesn't hit certain targets. So if he completely fumbles everything and it's all going south, it's not going to be too difficult to move on next summer.
He better not. He just.
And in the last 2 games of the season against Brighton and in the FA Cup, he finally, started making changes. Some might say it was too little, too late, but for me, better late than never.
Thank you. And what it did do is probably giving him that inspiration to say, well, hold on a minute, maybe we don't need the main striker as Højlund. We need somebody who's going to build through the midfield. So maybe
we don't need a midfield to just get ran through.
Yeah, innit? Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's all positive steps, isn't it, at the moment? So yeah, I would only have been concerned if these people were leaving and there was nobody coming in to replace them. The fact that we're on the ball and we're bringing these people in, we're identifying them, it shows me that there is a process.
I mean, it's crazy as well. This is for everybody. The players that we are being linked with, all right, we normally, as a club, we normally get linked with a lot of players. But these players seem to be specific players. The names seem to be the same. The names haven't deviated from what they started with. Like, obviously, Delit's come into it late, into the defensive options, but he's somebody who's become available. We're not hearing, there was Tadibo. That probably would have been done, to be fair, the way that was down the line already. So that could have been another deal that maybe could have been done. I just feel that there's a science and a process going on at the moment, and I would like to think we could get every position that we need, but I don't think we will. And then obviously we're going to be looking at, you look at Malacia, who is still injured after a year, sure, who we can't trust. So then you've got to be looking at other positions. We talk about main position, striker, centre back, central midfielder. Are you then looking at a left back to cover and a right back because they might get rid of Wan-Bissaka? All of these deals cannot be done in one summer. What are we looking at? Four signings maximum, or are you not looking for a 7 or an 8?
Look, regardless, it's got to be the right signings. Like I say, it's got to be best in class. And if it takes time, look what we did with Dan Ashworth. We waited until it was the right time to happen. And I think if you pursue something, you've got to eventually catch it and bring it in, But the most important thing for me, these players coming in, they might not be the biggest names in world football at the moment, but when they're the right people for the job and they love the club and they've got to be the right person for the job. So when they come in on a rap theme again, when they come in, I want to see them at a press conference say, I'm a red man. It's time for some action.
Amazing.
Bit too old. Mr. B gets it, but you guys are too young for that. Anyway, United Philosophy. Go and subscribe to his channel. What are you saying about that, man?
Yeah, Joe, I would make the point as well. Like, I think you're absolutely right, Amondes. Like, if we sign 4 players who are exactly what we need, that's better than signing 6 or 7 players and maybe 2 of them is what we need, a couple of gambles and a few players to be emergency stops. So I would absolutely take that. I don't think we hit every position in this summer, but I think we will look towards our academy as well for some of these positions. I know that there's a lot of buzz about Harry Amos. He's a left back coming through. He's 16 or 17 now, so maybe he could be the third one. Maybe he could be like the third option as our left back if Malacia and Shaw continue to be injured. We might see him in pre-season. I think if you have 1 or 2 midfielders coming through, which we kind of do as well, that might help. But I think it's just important that we nail down the centre backs, we nail down midfield, and we bring in an additional striker so that next summer we don't have to go in for more centre backs or more midfielders or more strikers. I don't know how many right wingers we've signed in the last 10 years. I don't know how many players in midfield we've gone through in the last 10 years. And if we got them right 3 or 4 years ago, they might still be here now, keep playing for us. We won't have to keep going back to the same areas because it always feels like we want centre backs or we want a number 6 or we want a right winger or we want another striker or whatever. So I think we're just safer taking the time, getting it done, get it done right so we don't have to do this next season. And then next season, if we need a left back, we need a right back, that's what we can go get.
Dora, you've been quiet there.
I mean, you guys are saying great points. Like, I think it's especially like, at the end of the day, even though we are making some good, Zirkzee didn't cost that much. The league apparently is not going to cost, insane amounts of money. There is a potential maybe of the youngster from France, Euro. He will probably be possibly the most expensive one because he is the youngest and he is, like our next big thing, Real Madrid wanted him. But yeah, I think it's unrealistic, especially for Manchester United. Even like, we are moving okay. I think rumors are also, positive with the way we are trying to spend. And, I think that, United are still in financial problems, right? Like we are trying to, get over that hump. And, we got rid of, not got rid of, but, Varane left. There is a possibility of Jadon Sancho leaving as well because, he's on huge wages as well. So we are going to get some, some big contracts of the books, and maybe for the next season we are going to have even more money to spend. So yeah, it will be interesting. I think this starting 11 still has holes, not just the squad. I think the starting 11 still has holes. I'm expecting after we potentially sign the midfielder, we signed already striker, we signed a centre back. I am expecting us investing in either right back or left back, because we got away with a murder not having a left back throughout the last season, and I think that if we didn't have Dalot, who was covering there, and Reguilon for 2 months, I think we would be in shambles even more. So hopefully the Ten Hag sees that and says, okay, I need a left back. Like, okay, look, Sean, his day he's good, but I cannot rely on a guy who is playing 15 games a season. He's averaging 15, 16 games a season in the last 10 years. Like, that's not enough for a player of for a Manchester United player. So yeah, there are still holes, but I think sign 3-4 quality players that are going to improve the start 11, and then after that, when we get rid of the deadwood, focus on other places in the team, and go from there.
I agree with that. I think like, as much as we would love to get it all done in one summer, it's going to be difficult, and there's so many variables depending on who comes and who goes and whatnot. But yeah, I trust the people in what they're doing at the moment. Even with the Donny van der Beek deal, not the fee as such, but when he went to Girona, apparently questions were asked about their left back, Gutierrez.
That's a beautiful, yeah.
So that's the kind of thing we want to hear, and that's a young man with a release clause as well. He didn't make the Spanish squad, but he had a good season last season. So even the fact that those in charge now are asking those kind of questions is a good thing.
We're not just tying ourselves up in
and with what Stefan mentioned as well, Harry Amas. I've been hearing a lot of good things about him. When people first brought him to my attention, I was like, listen, leave the kid alone. He needs to do his GCSEs. Let him pass his GCSEs first. But we've seen someone of the same age light up the Euros. Yeah. And I'm like, listen, if he's good enough, then hey, you're old enough.
Yeah,
that's a famous line from the Wanderers: "Leave the kid alone." She said it like a pro, most certainly. Yeah, I agree. I think aren't we seeing, like, we've seen players like playing now, like Modric and Giroud, playing quite old. Football seems to be maintaining his players, but it's the young players that impress me. Coming in so young into senior football, it was
fearless.
Yeah, fearless. And I was having a discussion about this the other day about why is it happening so much these days? Is it because the academy system is better? Is it physicality? Because I think that's the main issue with kids turning from boy to a man. I remember playing football against seniors when I was like 15, 16 and just getting bullied completely. Is it just simply a case of having the physicals? Because when I look at the Yamal and Mainu, they've definitely got the mentals there as well to add.
Absolutely. With Kobe, we've seen it, right? He's mature beyond his years. It's unbelievable sometimes looking at him thinking, wow, you're only 19. How? And with Yamal and these young players, obviously now technology improving all the time. They've got all the top sports scientists and whatnot. All of these young players are put on specific programs. And we've seen it at our club as well over the years, not so much now, but, the likes of CR7 and Nani, when they first turned up, and they just, became very muscular and, they just were really in shape, became proper athletes on the right program. So I think that those kind of factors come into it, and that's contributed to how young players come into the game and adapt, and also for longevity as well. It's a totally different thing. They're so conscious about diet and everything down to a T now.
Brush. John James is asking, is that Brush?
Yes, it is. Big up, John.
How do you know John James?
From the community, innit? I mean, you know me, I like to get about.
Yeah, we had.
So if I'm not on the stream, I'm usually in comment sections and stuff. So yeah, I know John from other chats.
Big respect.
Guys, obviously we've hit the hour mark. Is there anything else you guys want to bring up to have a discussion before we say goodbye, or is it just straight goodbyes?
I will just say this: as a Croatian who absolutely despises Spain and is not really fond of England, from now on, call me Dorita because I will be on Spain's side. So yeah, yo soy Dorita from now on. Okay?
Senorita Dorita.
Senorita Dorita, yeah. I'm
Very
just,
good.
this is I'm joking because yeah, England are in finals once again. Oh God. But you know, congrats.
If you were on the show yesterday, we did a reaction, and Anthony walked around from it was light until it got dark, maybe half hour, and we're still convinced. So yeah, he's just letting us know that he did actually find his caravan in the site that he walked through and past last night. Anything else you want to finish on, Brush?
No, man. Yeah, it's just a nice positive start. Obviously for Sunday, come on the lads. And yeah, next time I'm on here, I'm hoping we'll be talking about more signings and more positive things that United are doing.
Good. Stefan.
One small thing is that Romano has just put out the last 20 minutes or so that Saudi interest is picking up in Casemiro, but that's pretty much it. We'll see how that goes.
Getting boring.
Prince.
We'll see how it goes. Yeah, they're signing Diaby from Villa first. Though. That was a surprising one.
Who?
Are they?
Who's signing
Diaby? One of the Saudi clubs? Like 60 million?
Musa
Wow.
Diaby. The one that
Yeah.
did the sport.
Yeah.
Al Hilal
No
Al
way.
Nasser.
Oh.
Do you think they would be interested in Anthony?
No. I mean, we can be so lucky. I don't think we're going to be lucky.
That would be the only way we get rid of him.
Yeah.
So just have to hope that he comes good.
That's a crazy deal. 60 mil.
Mm.
Yeah.
He came to Aston Villa 2 seasons ago, right?
Was it 2? I thought it was just last season.
Yeah. And he's still only like 24, right? So it's a
Wow.
crazy age to go to Saudi.
Wow.
Oh my God.
I'm really shocked by that. Is that a proper source that you got there, Stefan?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I've seen it from a lot of people earlier. It might have been like. Let me just quickly search it here.
The other day, I fell for Calafiori to Arsenal from fake account from Fabrizio Romana because I haven't seen the Romana, right? I didn't open it in the app, and oh my God, they signed Calafiori. He's a good player. When those rumors started, and I'm like 5 hours later, bedtime is like, are you insane? Are you delusional? Like, it's a fake account. What I know, like, I'm not opening every single post they send me. Like, so yeah, please be careful. Like, even the best fall for scams. So be careful what you read on the internet.
Yeah. Those links start siphoning your bank accounts, innit? Look,
Yeah.
guys, we did it. It's been a good one. It's been a long one, but look, before we go, as always, let's get. Where can we find you, Stefan?
Yeah, you can find me on the United Philosophy. It's just down below me there. Live most nights at 7. We'll be live tomorrow at 7. So if you want to come catch a stream and let me know what you think about tomorrow's news, I'm sure there'll be plenty of it. Feel free to as well. And yeah, make sure to like this stream as well and hit the sub button if you haven't already, guys.
Thank you.
Can I just
Brush.
say, we never clash with the United philosophy. We got an agreement, unspoken agreement. He goes at 7, we go at 9. So make sure you tune into United philosophy, guys.
Yeah, exactly. No excuse not to.
Yeah.
See? Brush, where can we find you, man?
The people can find me on Twitter at Brushy87. Outside of that, I'm just about. So you'll probably catch me in the comment section somewhere. So if you need me for anything, just give me a shout there.
Just about. I like that one. You're just about. Hold on, let me. Oh, why can't I get
Your
this up
afro
here?
is protecting the holes in the roof.
Yeah,
That's what it's for.
yeah.
Dora, I don't even need to blow you up on screen, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Oh my
As I
God!
had
Please
them,
don't. Oh my
as I had,
God!
as I had them mug. Go on then,
Senorita, mamma
Senorita
mia.
Dorita.
Yo soy Dorita. But yeah, all jokes aside, I mean, I'm lurking on Twitter. I'm not even posting, even though I should, because yeah, I should probably post more. But yeah, you can find me on United Agenda most of the days. I'm rarely, I think since I started, being, on these streams, I can't. It kind of ruined fan channels for me, the other channels, because they are just, some of them are just, not really good with their analysis. But yeah, catch me on United Agenda, share this stream, like, subscribe, support these guys. They are, always a blast to have. So yeah. And this
And
is my
Dora,
Twitter
Dora,
handle if you want. What? Yes.
if England win on Sunday, can we change your name from Dorita to Doris?
I'm not an old lady. I mean, you have Dora the Explorer. I mean, she's American. No, she's British, right? Dora. Oh my God, that
No, I
was so
think-
funny. Doris. Oh my God. It's like I'm 90 years old. You know what? Go for it. Go for it. I will be called Doris
It's a
for
good-
one stream.
So we've got added incentives. We've got added
Just
incentives to do
wants
it
a
on
cup of
Sunday.
tea, Doris.
Yeah, I will be Doris for one stream. And you know what? I will try
Brilliant.
my best to hide my accent.
She's agreed. She's agreed.
There
to
we
it.
have it, folks.
Oh God, guys, look.
Doris.
Oh, gosh.
Look, come Sunday, we may well have a new presenter called Doris with us. Maybe not. We may well have Cindy and Dorita. We will know on Sunday. Thanks for you guys for watching. It's been a blast having 5 people on. I really enjoyed it today. Welcome back to the Madness Bath Time. Now I'm going to keep pestering you now. When is factual, not when it's rumor based.
That's right.
Right, guys, thanks for watching. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Hit the like button on your way out and hit the share button. Spread the word. We're on our way to 4,000 subs. Guys, thanks for watching. We are out.